sun is shining, shining, nice and bright, bright. The birds are chirping, chirping, and I'm ready to fly. Time to get ready, ready for another day.
Here we go, y'all.
Stop us.
What?
We got
What?
one
What?
day,
What? Oh, what?
every day. We learn and play. We
Uh-huh.
our best, so we'll be great.
Oh, 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 oh.
And I don't
And I
mind.
don't mind.
So let's get ready. 'Cause it's about that time.
Good morning. Where we going? Facebook. Good morning, 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 morning to you. Hey, y'all. Good morning. Hey. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, hey, hey.
Stars got to shine. I'm a supernova. Yeah, you see me taking over. Yeah, I'm on the move. I got a way to shine too. So let me hear you say, every day we gon' learn and play.
Every day we learning and playing, y'all. What's up,
Morning
Mommy?
out 8
You gonna welcome everybody?
December
Cause you still training.
December the 29th. It's Tuesday. 2 more days. 2 more days, and we are inside of 2021 and going hard, ready to go, have fun, start off a new year with a new kick, with a new experience, and with a new outlook on life, which I hope everybody is preparing for to have. So this should be an interesting last 2 days. Hope everybody getting their stuff in order.
Yes,
Hope you're getting
yes,
your
yeah.
stuff in order.
Absolutely, Romeo. It's about closing out 2020 and ushering in 2021. And I have never been more excited for a new year to come to fruition than I am right now. So,
Mm.
definitely closing out the end of this year strong. Gonna make sure that I'm tightening up those goals for 2021. Checking my list twice, dotting my I's, crossing my T's, making sure that my babies have their lists together and they know what it is that they're going for. I'm ready. What about you?
Mm.
Oh, Taru said,
I'm
wake up,
already
Romeo.
prepared. Rue, all right, I'm up. Been up. Everybody up. Glad to see you this morning. I'm up. Um,
Good morning, Bridget.
I've been prepared. Okay, May. I'm already on May, so I just need everybody
Okay,
else
May.
to get on January
You know what I'm
and
saying?
get their stuff together. What I
That's
what I don't want to see people. I don't want people to. If I think about it like a race, I don't want people to not stretch or warm up before 2021. I don't want nobody to catch a cramp on the first day and be like, oh, well, I caught this cramp. I guess I can't run no more. Nah, get your ass up, get off your ass, and do what's needed. Whether that's family, whether that's yourself, whether that's job. Um, no more excuses. No more.
top of the morning. Yes. Good morning, Bridget. No more
Okay.
excuses, Romeo. One of the things that I say to my kids all the time is no whining, no complaining, no excuses. Get it done, make it happen, find a way. Figure that ish out. And then keep it moving. And like do that before
Right.
I'm a big advocate of trying to figure some stuff out for myself. Yes, you are supposed to ask for help, but I feel as if I ask for the help, right? So let me put it in context. But I feel as if I'm not doing everything that I can to figure something out to move to solution, then why would I ask somebody else to just do it for me? Like, let me figure out as much as I can and then move to the next person
Hmm.
if I can't figure it out. That in between process, I'm working on shortening that gap Because a lot of the time I go to the extent to try to figure out what it is that I don't know. But I can be helped a lot quicker by just simply asking the question. But like I said, I want to do my due diligence on making sure that I know that I've taken the steps necessary to figure out what needs to be done.
Right. I was about to ask you what did you mean by ask for the help. That was gonna be my question.
Well, just when you don't know something, it really is as simple as asking for help. And if you just put it out in the universe and say, I need help with this, you will be amazed and surprised at the results that you get a lot quicker than you would expect them. And like I
Mm,
said, put it out to the universe. People show up. Listen, the whole
mm,
process for Portia Monique, the artist, coming to fruition, you were instrumental in that.
mm,
Like, I'm
mm.
like, okay, I didn't necessarily know that I needed help with defining the date. But when you stepped in and you was like, all right, December 21st is your date. Let's get it. Like that was some of the help that
Well,
I needed. But I'm trying to figure it out in my head. Like, how am I gonna do it? What am I gonna do? What is it gonna look like? I wasn't even paying attention to the timing that I needed to put out there and say, oh, I need to get this done by a certain date because I had everything else swirling around in my head about what needed to be done. So you just be surprised when you
well,
ask the universe or just put it out there that I need help.
well. I think it's a split though. Maybe because I'm just different in approach. There's this thing called Google, and there's no reason that people can't Google. Like like I hear people all the time. I don't know how to. It's a different. It's 2020. It's different time. I don't know how to do this. I don't know what steps to take. Da 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 da. And in my head, like go to Google, search. But that's what people don't want to do. People want to be told how to do it. They don't want to be learned. They don't want to learn how to do it. That's one
Yeah.
of my biggest pet peeves.
Mm-hmm.
I hate when people say, well, three things I hate: hook your boy up, put me
Oh,
on,
did y'all listening?
and hook your boy up, put me on, and when we gonna link up, right? And I think that's because in the world that we live in, right, those three things don't make sense. I can't go into Toyota and be like, hey, put your boy on the sponsorship. Hey, Nike, hook your boy up with some shoes. That
Right.
don't translate in real world. So when people say that to me, I always tell them that's not the right approach for me. I'm not that guy no more. So I think people got to learn language and Google. That's my two biggest thing.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree. If you have a smartphone, you are literally walking around with a computer in your hand. Like, ask it a question. Go to your search bar, ask it a question, and get an answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the times, the first answer that comes up is truth and it's verified and you can look to down the list to see if you have a varying answer but or whatnot, but just use what you got to get what you want. Use what you got.
Well, well, so Robert Trotry, he says white people do it all the time. You're right, but what white people do, they've so this is gonna sound crazy, and maybe this is conspiracy theory. Uh, white people create portion, right?
They do
And
what?
this is they create this circle, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And this is and this is how they pass money. Uh, hey guys, I need everybody to put their million in this month because it's Portia's month. Is it okay? January is Portia's month, so everybody put their million in. They give Portia the million. Portia bills, and then March comes around. Hey everybody, it's Ashley's month. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then they that's how I believe they keep money in rotation of their business. They're willing to hand a million over here, let that build, and then next month hand that same million to back over to the next person, and they literally just circulate the million. That's why they never have problems.
So you know what that's called? So
What's
yesterday
that?
was Kuji Chagalia. Well, Kuji Chagalia is self-determination. Today is Ujama, cooperative economics. I believe it is. Let me just Google it right quick. But cooperative economics and
Cause
responsibility throughout our community. That's what we were supposed to do. That's what we are supposed to do. And that's one of the seven principles of Kwanzaa. And so, thank you. It's one of the seven principles of Kwanzaa. And I just think if we practice that, if we were taught our history of Kwanzaa growing up, as opposed to Santa Claus shimmying his way down the chimney, and Santa Claus is coming to town, and he gonna scratch you off of his list if you naughty. If we were taught that, maybe we could have been brought up with that mindset of these are the things that we need to do. But you can best believe that it was instilled in other cultures, other communities, and that's why we see it exists to this day.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree. I, I do believe it's a taught theory. Shout out to Pat this morning. Pat checking in. She said, "I agree with you, Romeo. Initiative, Google searches and YouTube tutorials work wonders." Also, shout out to Philadelphia checking in. We see you, Shirley. But no,
Hey, sure.
you're absolutely right. And like the producer says, the consortium, and that's how they rotate. And I get it. I get it. Consortium is an association typically of several businesses and companies, and I get it. But
Yeah.
I think that I think that they have a better structure around um, making sure the next person does not fall. They have a
Yeah.
way better structure around making sure the
Support
next person does
system,
not fall.
absolutely. And I think I misspoke earlier. The principle that I was referring to is UJAMA, cooperative economics, but UJIMA is collective work and responsibility. And those again are the third and fourth principles of Kwanzaa, y'all. So, I mean, they exist for us at Google. It's a Google away, but more importantly than at Google is we really should be living by those on a daily basis. Like, I don't see anything wrong in the seven principles of Kwanzaa that we should not be living by.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
this before I bring up with the point. Um, Robert Robert Shropshire just made a point, and let me know if you agree with this. He says, "I don't care. Put my people on. I will, just out of love for us." Now,
Yeah.
the concept of now, and we having an honest conversation. This Tuesday morning, December the 29th, on the Rolling Out AM show. The,
Number
the
20.
the process of putting people on just because. How do you feel about that?
I
They
feel
come to you. They come to you. Matter of fact, I'm about to give you the scenario. They come to Portia. I see your show on Sunday. I want to do it. Put me on.
okay, if I can help in any type of way, shape, form, or fashion, I will do it. As long as
Nah,
it doesn't cause a strain on me, my team, my family, as long as it's not malicious, as long as it's not ill intent, I will do it. I will give you what I got if that's what you want to do, and I will give it to you because at the end of the day, what God has for me is for me. And if I can help somebody else get there, get to wherever their there is along the way, then I'm here for it. I will help if that's what you need. That's I don't have millions of dollars yet. So don't come asking me for money. But if there's anything that I have in my possession that I can help you with and you feel as if it'll help you, I'm all for it. Here, have at it. But I'm not going
nah.
to handhold you along the way. Like if you ask me for something, I give it to you. I expect you to take it and use it. And if you don't, that's cool too. But on me and my
Okay.
spirit, I know that I genuinely wanted to help you, and I gave you what you needed from what I had, and I wish you luck along the way. So
Not
I
happening.
agree.
That's a beautiful. That's beautiful. Not happening. Not happening. I'm gonna use our producer as an example. I know how hard he works, right? I know the quality of his work. I know what he's capable of doing, capable of giving, and capable of sharing. There's no such thing as hey man, hook me up, because if your quality, because that's a bad reflection on me. If you're
Well, you
not
might be
judging a
talking.
person's quality,
Mhm.
not judging a person's quality, but what I'm not going to do is, if you don't have a, if you say this is my, before I speak to this person, this is my plan, this is what I'm trying to present, this, that, and the third. I'm not gonna give you TJ's information. That's dumb.
Well,
I look
when
stupid.
when it comes to giving out people's contact information, that's a little different, Romeo, right? And so typically
That's
you
the
would
hookup,
ask.
right?
Well,
That's the hookup, right? Or no?
hookups are relative because somebody can ask you for a hookup on some information that you have that they may think is exclusive, and you found it on a website. Oh, here you go. Let me send you the link to the website. Like the girl came on that was like her name was Crystal Wilson, and she got all of her products into Walmart. The lady that helped her was Tiffany Cartwright, and she was like, "Oh, here you go. Here's the information." So it's not necessarily a hookup in terms of someone's actual contact information. When it comes to giving out contact information, especially in this industry, the thing that I tend to do is I'll ask permission. Hey, this person X, Y, and Z wanted to know if they could reach out to you. Is it okay if I give them your email? If it's okay that I give them your phone number, they'll usually say yay or nay. But is it okay if I give them your email, or is it okay if I give you their email contact? And then either I will make the connection and or pass along the information. But after that, it's off of me. It's off. So it's not
Got you.
necessarily, hey, Romeo, what's TJ's info? You don't even know what TJ do. And if you do, you would have TJ's info. So why are you coming to me and asking me?
Right, right, right.
So,
Very, very,
yeah.
very much so.
But I would take the
Interesting.
approach of asking for the permission first and or making the introduction. Email always. My first preference is email, because I'm not in the business of giving out nobody's phone number. No, I won't give out your number unless you approve and or give me permission to do so. Other than that, we on email status.
Somebody said, Romeo, what you trying to say? I'm trying to say, good morning,
Yeah,
Iris Baker. Uh, good to see you this morning, man. On the Rolling Out AM. 2 more
absolutely.
days left to the new year. Um,
So wait a minute. So
um,
we on Tuesday. So we got Wednesday and Thursday. The
mhm.
New Year is Friday. So that's right. 2 more days.
New Year is Friday.
What y'all doing? What y'all
I
got
will
planned?
be
What?
I will be doing a live virtual IG, Facebook, Twitch party. Uh, what we're gonna do is self, my friends, my family. Actually, we're sending out invitation. Well, invites tomorrow. Like we're just gonna send out the link to everybody, and
Mm-hmm.
since everybody's gonna be home, and literally I'll be live from midnight to 1 o'clock in the morning. And we just have a virtual, just live party broadcast throughout. And and we've set it up to where we've actually gave full instructions on how people can hook their phone or their computer up to their TV so they can see it, widescreen and not be like this. So we're just trying to make sure everybody is comfortable, have a great time, and party, man. Whole
Yeah. Which one of your I'm looking for a good way to put it, but which one of your um AM wake up call guests would you be taking to the event? And then which portion of the event are you taking them to? Because I know you, because we had a couple of them on, and you was like, I'm gonna take her to the pre-event, I'm gonna take her to the actual event, and then the after party is gonna be with her. So, which one of
Let me
our
tell you.
8 AM wake up guests are you taking, and or
See, this
bringing?
is
I don't know.
this is one of the beautiful things about I love about virtual. I can take everybody at the same time because
Okay.
nobody know who got took. So
Okay,
technically, I
so
can
so
have
let
all 25 of them in the room
so let me
because
clear
they
it up.
won't
Let me
know.
clear. So which one are you showing off? Which one are you spotlighting? Which one are you featuring as Romeo International's guest?
Oh, we don't do features. The kid don't do features in 2020. No, you will not get a feature for me until 2023, 2024. I think I said I'm gonna retire my jersey in 24, 25. Nope,
You
no
hanging it
features,
up?
no time soon. I think so. I think so. I think so. Step away from the game for a while. I'm already on
Mm-hmm.
my fourth championship ring. So,
Hey, all right, fourth championship ring.
uh,
That's
why?
good.
What are you doing for New Year's? You got plans yet?
Um, so I wanted to get all glitz and glammed up for Christmas. That didn't work. So I think I'm gonna get all glitz and glammed up for for oh, hey Nathan. Nathan talking about good morning, wifey. Okay.
There you go.
Just
There you go, Nate.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and get our glisten glammed up and attend a Zoom party. Like, I'm in the house. I don't have to go nowhere else. I don't have to do anything else. Let's get some seafood gumbo going. Let's eat real good. We got prosecco left over from Christmas, so let's toast it up. Use some good orange juice, our mimosas, and get some more champagne. Like, let's just be at home with each other, y'all.
She said, we already got the drinks. Get your drinks
We
early.
already drinks,
Uh,
right? Because we missed out on Christmas because we didn't buy enough eggnog, and by the time we went out looking the day after Christmas, it was sold out everywhere. So yeah, we already got it for New Year's. We good. We in the
Cause
house.
you already know who's not gonna close. Well, I don't know
Who?
about Detroit, but
Oh, the
quick
Waffle
quick
House.
tripping, they ain't gonna close. So you can go. That's the only place you can spend it. But you know what? Atlanta is having two major parties, which surprised me, right? Uh,
Why is that a
with
surprise?
actual because Diddy canceled his New Year's Eve party. He literally publicly said we're not having a New Year's Eve party this year. Everybody don't ask. No invitations will be sent out. We want everybody to be safe, right?
Uh huh.
Uh, but inside the network, a lot of cities are shutting down the drop. I don't think New York is. New York is not shutting down the drop
The ball
that I
drop.
know of.
Mm
The ball drop.
hmm.
Atlanta
Mm hmm.
shut theirs down. Does Detroit have one every year?
No, we don't have a ball. We don't have a ball
Okay,
drop. Mm-mm. I mean, everybody
but
got to
yeah,
count.
yeah, but yeah, I think two facilities in Atlanta are announcing New Year's Eve, which
So
slightly
who's the party?
disappointed.
Who's throwing the party? You said Diddy canceled his, which was a good look. Well, yeah,
Of
it's a
course,
good look.
of course, Compound, and then the place that I took y'all to, my spot, they're having one.
Would they be sitting up on the back couches because
Yeah,
sitting on
yeah.
the actual couch seat is too much? Like,
Stop.
right. So they got to be seen because they don't sit on the couch, y'all. They sit on the top of the couch and then put their feet
How
where you
about
supposed
stop?
to sit because they want to be seen. Like
That's
I'm like,
normal.
okay.
Nobody can't see me sitting down. I gotta sit on top of the couch now. Uh, so I'm curious the way the world is gonna celebrate the new year. I really am. And see how that go.
Yeah.
But we'll
Um.
see.
Yeah, we'll see. When we getting
We'll-
stimulus check, they done signed it, increased it to $2,000. Stimulus is passed. So we supposed to be getting stimulus checks. When we supposed to be getting them.
I'm trying to figure out if am I actually getting one?
You know what I'm saying?
Uh, did I? Because I didn't
Like,
get
what's
one
the
last time. And
real?
I was like, am I? Yeah, what's like? Am I a different tax bracket?
Y'all
Because
got a
clearly
bill.
the people who go ahead.
No, I got no. You're right. Clearly, the people. I got something from the IRS. I didn't necessarily think it was stimulus related, but I was hoping that it wasn't another bill, and it damn sure was. So I was like, why I gotta pay y'all something else because y'all found what? Like this is 2018 anyway. So I thought it was something
my
telling
my
me something about a stimulus. It wasn't. It was a bill. What you say?
my cousin received one the first time, right? And I literally looked her in her face and I was like, how? Because I how? Like I know what you do. Like how? She received one. She said it just popped up in her account, and it was labeled, stimulus 2019 or something like that. And I'm sitting up here like, I can look again because clearly they must have scammed or something the first time. I don't know.
I
So
don't know.
whatever the
Well,
rules are, I need it.
yes, yes, yes. Let's figure out what those rules are, producer. Put them in the chat so we can see. Um,
Yeah.
cause it's out. He finally signed it. What do you? I don't know what the heck he be thinking. But what was the delay? Was it just to show and prove that he had the authority to do so? At the expense of millions of Americans. Like I just don't understand it.
Hey, I've decided to like him. He came
Oh,
in, he did his thing. He came in, he did his thing, uncontrolled, and nobody stopped him. And he's going out doing his thing, and nobody's stopping him. Can't argue with that. Now,
mm-mm,
what happened after that is be a good question, but nah.
mm.
Let me tell you something about that $600 check producer just put in there. Uh, if you make less than 75, you you do a $600 check. Let me tell you something about that $600 check. $600 to a lot of people. I am very respectful of $600. What's up, D Shields? I'm very respectful
Hey,
of
D.
people who need $600 and stuff. Let me tell you what $600 is to me. You see this iPhone? like like and that's not even in a disrespectful way. So like for the government to say here's $6, and I'm using the iPhone as an example, six hundred
Mm-hmm.
dollars to some people is not even the equivalent of one purchase. It's not. Nobody can. You're not buying groceries, paying rent, paying lights, paying Netflix, paying. That's another thing. I need to look at my budget. Go look at this Netflix. But you get what I'm saying. Like six
Mm-hmm.
hundred dollars is really disrespectful to a community that whose bills rival shit. What's the minimum on bills a month? You would say 1,500,
It depends on the
2 grand,
house. Um,
right? That's what I'm saying. Like
right. It depends
in
on the
general,
household. 4,000, 5,000.
for that five. Right, okay,
I
so
mean, mortgage, kind of, yeah, 4, 5,000. Mm-hmm.
well,
Compared to
yeah,
twelve
Nathan,
hundred.
right?
Right.
You know, and so I really would like to see. and maybe I can Google that. I really want to see how they came up with that number. I really want to see how they came up with the 2,000 number as well.
Trump said it should be more. Give him 2,000. He wanted to top what he did for the $1,200. So he was like, "Well, how can I do that? Let me just give him another approximately $1,000." So if he signs the bill today, the money will start rolling out as early as this week directly to your checking account or how you received it last time. If you make less than 75,000, you only get $600. What the heck am I supposed to do?
So
Speaking
your
of,
question,
listen,
what am
what are we supposed to do with that? Speaking of getting money denied, right? Because Trump, I don't know if he was trying to block it. I don't know what he was trying to do. I'm sick of trying to figure it out. But did y'all see the case of the black man who got denied his money? So he was so he let me start off. He was wrongfully convicted um and imprisoned for killing a police officer, and he was just recently let go. I think it may have been in 2015. Yeah, he was released from death row in 2015, and then it was stated that he would get $80,000 a year for every year that he was wrongfully jailed. So
I?
the
Okay.
judge that came through and basically reviewed his case and said that he was innocent because of some information that they withheld. Um, he was like he can get the money, but a comptroller came in. This is in Houston, Texas. A comptroller came in and basically denied the man's application for the $80,000 a year, which equated to $2 million, and he can't get it now. Did y'all see that story? Okay, so this came out last
What's
week. Let me just
okay?
level set for a second. So the Texas Supreme Court ruled on Friday, December 18th, that a man who spent 12 years in prison for a crime he did not commit should receive compensation for his time spent behind bars. Um, and that a state agency overstepped its legal authority in denying him compensation. He's 38. His name is Alfred Dwayne Brown. He was sentenced to death for the 2013 murder of a Houston police officer, but was released from death row in 2015 when the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals tossed out his conviction. In 2013, it was discovered that during his trial, the prosecution did not share with the defense some landline phone records, called him from the house, not a cell phone, that supported Brown's claims that he was at his girlfriend's house when the shooting took place. Um, on April 3rd, 2003, Officer Charles Clark was killed while responding to a robbery at the check cashing store in Houston. Store employee Alfreda Jones was also shot and killed during the robbery, which was described at the time as carried out by three black men. Brown and two co-defendants, Elijah and Deshaun, were convicted in separate trials in 2004, 2005. Okay, so moving on, he was declared innocent by a judge in May 2019 when prosecutors further reviewed the case. And upon being declared innocent, a Texas law would seemingly have allowed him to collect the $80,000 for each year he was wrongfully imprisoned in a lump sum, plus an equal amount paid out over the course of his life. In total, he will be able to receive $2 million. However, the Texas comptroller denied his application. The office said it rejected the request because it was unaware that the judge who had declared Brown innocent had the jurisdiction to do so because of a previous order in the case. Sir, sir. So you mean to tell me initially I was wrongfully convicted in 2003. I spent all those years in prison, not jail. I spent all those years in prison. They withheld information from my case. They finally let me go free. They tell me I'm gonna get about $2 million, and then you decide it's upon you to step in and say no, he can't have that money. I don't get it.
Of course. Now go home and be happy that you're out, black man.
Oh no.
That's basically what they're
Oh,
saying. Uh,
oh
thank you very
no.
much. We appreciate you. We appreciate you for coming out.
If they don't get this man his money, he's 38 now.
Mm.
If y'all don't give him his
He went in.
money,
He was for how long?
he was in there since 2003. So it says, however, no, 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 a week before the application was denied, Texas Attorney
Eh,
General Ken Paxton, remember that name, sent a letter to the office urging the comptroller not to approve compensation for Brown because he had questions about his innocence.
whole
But on Friday, the
18
Texas
years.
Supreme Court ruled that it was wrong to deny him payment, deny Brown payment, and the spokesperson for the comptroller's office said it will begin the process of compensating Mr. Brown. So I guess that's good news. The court said in the 18-page ruling that the comptroller's office did not have the authority to weigh in on the judge's legal authority to declare Brown innocent. The court said the office is responsible for purely ministerial duty, determining someone's eligibility for
Mm.
wrongful imprisonment compensation by reviewing documentation, but does not have the power to assess whether the documents were issued in a factual or legal manner. Eh, 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 eh. Um, you have the comptroller acting like an appellate judge. Texas Supreme Court Justice Eva Guzman said at a hearing in October. Da, 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 da. Anyway, he got his money finally. But why? Why did you feel like you had the authority or needed to step in to deny this man his money?
Look, we done told you to go home now. Now I don't know. I don't know what y'all black people want. We done told you to go home now.
So after
Uh,
he was
I
released, he moved to Louisiana. He's now a truck driver. One of his attorneys says he hopes the ruling will bring a close to his client's tragic story. What's important to him was having validation that he really was innocent and that what happened to him really was unjust. He's been out of prison for 5.5 years, and now finally he's got confirmation from the highest court in the state that he's entitled to this last small measure of justice, and that is
Robert
small. When
Shropshire says the fact that they tried it is some BS. Nathan says the shade. They tried it because they can. They did it because they can. That's where I'm at now. I'm I decided to go into 2021. I'm taking all the middle stuff out. If they try it because they feel like they can, well maybe there's possibly that don't make no sense. They told you black man, you out, go home. We made a
listen,
mistake.
why y'all trying to deny this man this little, like they said, small measure of justice when he didn't spend the last damn near 20 years in jail? What the hell? I'm sorry, I keep saying jail. I think there's a difference between jail and prison, right? Jail is much lighter than prison. Prison, leave this man alone. They would have had to admit
There
wrongful
go.
doing. Of course, they don't want to provide him compensation. They feel like they can do what they please. The system is not here to protect us. You're right,
Come
Nicole.
on, Nicole. Talk to me, my Nicole. I see you, Nicole.
Oh,
That's basically my point. Why why are we? What's the
Nicole.
argument? What what? I mean, you got Nate on here. I'm just saying. What are we doing? They feel like they can't make the move. I watched, what was it? Two incidents. And see, this is what's gonna happen, and I don't want it to happen, but this is what's gonna happen. I watched two incidents on social media yesterday. I watched a black man and a white gentleman inside of a Walmart have an argument because the white man didn't have a mask, and he
Oh,
was
I saw
walking
that.
around. You know what I'm saying? And he was about to
Yes.
catch that heat. And then I watched a white woman inside of a hotel, I think it was, approach a man and his son about an iPhone,
Did y'all
and the
see
man was
that?
like,
I hope. Yeah. Go ahead.
ma'am, do you not know that if Portia got a white iPhone and I got a white iPhone and her iPhone go missing, that don't mean it's her iPhone.
Yeah.
And but she felt privileged enough to approach the man's son and approach him. You gotta
Not
understand
only approach, but
these.
approach and attack is what she did.
You you have to understand people are not afraid of crime. So, with that being said, you better get bolder and you better get louder every day because they don't care. And
I don't
they
understand
know
how you
it's
can't
not
be
going to be any
afraid of crime.
repercussions.
Oh.
Say that again.
D said the iPhone incident was a white girl hustle. She probably never had a phone. Girl, that's so funny. Anyway, let's move on to some positive news. What else is going on in the world that's positive, y'all? Yeah, that video had me upset too, D. Like,
You upset
we
too.
showed it on the wind up on Sunday, and I was just saying the level of sensitivity beating that she would have gotten if she approached my 14-year-old son with some nonsense in the public space, clawing and clamoring and screaming
Hey,
to get at him because she thought that he stole her phone, and you could clearly see that we just came off the elevator. Yeah. So at the end of
let
the
me
day,
tell
let's
you.
close that out. The Uber driver came back and gave her the
Yeah,
phone that she left in the car.
let me tell
You
you
know?
something. I real quick. This is the reason why I love my lawyer. I will call her first. Every time something go down, I always call her first and be like, "Hey, what can I get away with?" Well, you can only swing twice, and then you can only say about this much. Okay, cool. Then I get in somebody's ass and then call her after the fact. All right, this is what I did. I love my lawyer. She, well, Romeo, like you can only hit a person in the eye twice. You can't hit him in the eye third time. All right, cool. That's all I need to know. All right,
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah. Romeo, is that true? Or should we not listen to what you
No,
just
that's
said?
hey.
That only applies to
So
you.
so I'm, I'm finna, no, I'm gonna tell you something. So Portia Monique did not know this. I'm gonna tell you what it is. So your hand, right, arm's length. If somebody walks up to Portia Monique and is in arm's length to her, technically they are violating your space and you can feel in danger. So if Portia Monique strikes a person that's in her space, she will not be considered a violent action because she felt in danger. So people, y'all need to learn how to feel in danger when somebody in your space. But you can't,
I
but you
yes.
can't, you, you can't get away with three swings. That's all I do know that. You can't get away with three. You can get away with two.
Oh, so
Can't
that
get away
is
with
true.
three.
Yeah, she should have been knocked on her ass if she would have been tried. Yes, girl, she would have been. Yes, girl, 14. Gone some damn way. I respect it. Yes, girl. Okay.
Charge
Anyway,
my
let's talk about some
child.
good news, y'all. Aside
Quill,
from the news
right, right.
Romeo told that that you can hit twice, but not a third time. That's good news, y'all. That's good news to know.
Make
Allegedly,
them
we
too
gonna say
good.
allegedly.
Allegedly. Make that too good. Too good.
Romeo, what should be the one two? Just give us a like. What should be the one two? Like, what
I,
should be the good one?
I, this, you know what? I actually taught my mom this, and my other female cousin. So doing MMA. Two things. If women, if a man is approaching you and he's in your space, it's two places you want to go. You want to go knee, and then you want to go throat. Dude, first of all, nobody can chase you if they can't run, and they damn sure can't chase you if they can't breathe. So you give them two a hard kick or a hard punch. Oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I tell you,
Listen.
I tell you where too. Right here.
Oh
If you can catch a
Lord.
man right here, at the bottom of
Oh
his throat, not the
Lord.
top, at the bottom of his
Oh
throat.
Lord.
Oh,
Uh,
it's a wrap.
oh Lord.
Well, Nicole, you saying nuts and throat. Here's the okay. We can't say my fault. What's the right terminology? Can we say
Testicle,
nuts? I know I don't say.
perhaps.
Okay, Nicole, that's actually not a good area. There's a quicker recovery from that. You see what I'm saying? There's a quicker recovery from that than you coming down on top of somebody's knee. So that's what I told my mama. Hey, lift your leg up, knock him in the knee, knock him in the throat. Get in the car and go home. Come home. Hey, Portia, you better learn this, Portia.
I'm
Oh,
learning
Portia got a
today.
license though.
I
Portia shooting
do.
people.
Where's
I
my
forgot. Never mind.
I'm not shooting people. Don't put that on me. I do not want to shoot nobody. But yes, CTW certified. I still got another
I
portion
forgot.
to finish it out. I'll probably do that really soon with all the holidays. I just, but anyway, I still got another portion
Need
to finish it.
need throat.
Anyway.
Okay, D.
Oh,
Okay.
Nathan,
Yeah,
come on
Portia
out.
good.
Go on and pop them. No,
Portia
I don't want that on my conscience, y'all.
Portia
Uh-uh.
Portia go. That Detroit side gonna come out. South side, and then she gonna start she or whatever side she from. Portia gonna be like West Side Detroit, and then just start shooting. It's okay.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Anyway, what else is going on good in the world? Let's talk about what's good. What y'all got going on in terms of New Year's resolutions? Do y'all believe in that? Do you believe in New Year's resolutions, Romeo? No. I know
Nah,
you said
I
your
think I
stuff is
stopped believing
planned
it 3
out
years
until
ago.
May.
I stopped believing in that until 3 years.
Oh, really? Why is that?
No, 3 years ago I stopped doing that. Uh, uh, I feel like it's a personal hype. Oh, I'm gonna be a better person. Oh, I'm gonna go. Oh, I'm gonna be doing it. Oh, blah, 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 right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And it's and there's no action placement, right?
well,
There's no action
mm-hmm,
placement.
mm-hmm.
So
Well, the
now,
action. Go ahead.
but now like the reason that I'm January, February, March, April. The reason that I'm on April is similar to what I tried to show you when it came to your single. I've already set deadlines for myself, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So I know I have to complete the action now. I've already set the deadlines. I don't I
mm-hmm,
don't I don't think people say, "Hey, I'm gonna put in my calendar on my like something I can visually see. This is the date that I'm going to do this," and they have to walk past it every day and see
mm-hmm,
it
mm-hmm.
um, to make them act upon it. So yeah, no New Year's resolutions. What about you?
Well, it sounds like you not. It sounds like you got your plan going. It's not. You're not necessarily titling it New Year's resolution, but you already in the May, so you got the first quarter and well into the second quarter planned out. So that's good. Um, I you know, I do believe in New Year's resolutions. I just use it as a time to reflect and prepare and plan for what's coming, right? So I look at what I've done over the past year. I'll see if I've accomplished my goals, where I'm at, do like a checklist, and then either add them to the new year so that I can continue, or decide whether or not, I'm done with this. I'm taking it as far as I can go, and let's move on to the next. And then just kind of like set a tone for my year to see what it is that I want to do. And so, a good way that I get started is by vision boarding, right? So, like you were just saying, if you can see your deadlines or you see your goals on a calendar where you can visually see them, you should be able to get them done, right? So I took a look at my vision board that I did for this year, and I just started, well, it was for last year, but I just started checking stuff off. Like, it's so crazy. Like, I was looking at it, and it hangs like right above my nightstand, right next to my bed. And I look at it, and I'm like, I did that. I did that. I did that too. I did that. I did that. That. It's still some stuff on there that I need to manifest and bring to fruition. But it's some stuff on there that I was like, I did that. And then when you look at it,
Right,
like, I learn from everyone that I do. And I've learned this year that I need to be very much more specific about what it is that I want to accomplish, and much more than I was before. So I knew before that I needed to be specific, but I wasn't as specific as I needed to be. So I'll give you an example. So I said that I wanted to do women in Hollywood. That's all I said. I wanted to do women in Hollywood, black women in Hollywood. I did it. I worked the red carpet, but I wasn't able to do anything else because, like I told y'all on the show before, I got really, really sick and my face had broke out. And I thought that's when I had the virus. Y'all remember I told y'all that story when I was flying into LA and I was sitting by
Mm.
a certain person and anyway, I thought I had the COVID and I was really, really sick. I was down for about 2 3 days and I self-medicated and it kind of went away. But my point is I was able to accomplish my goal. I just wasn't very specific with it. So I worked the red carpet at Black Women in Hollywood, and but that was all that I did was work the red carpet. So I got a chance to interview some amazing, beautiful women. That was fun, and that was I think that may have actually been one of the best red carpets that I've ever done in my life. But immediately after that, it was back to the hotel, and I was closed and shut in the hotel. That was it.
See, nah, you're absolutely right. It has to be something that you can see. It has to be something in order for us it has to be something you can physically see
Yeah.
that you look at every day that makes you complete an action. You know, like, oh,
Yeah.
my like your son, the producer. My son's a producer. There's no reason, action like action. The action would not be, oh man, I'm gonna produce these songs every month. The action should be, I'm gonna make sure that this amount of songs get sold every month.
Yeah.
These
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna make sure 4 beats get sold a month. Four.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all my goal for that.
Hmm.
My thing. What I'm doing health physical wise with Nike. What I'm doing musically, um, film. I'm literally putting 2021. I've decided to push myself to a limit of unconsciousness. If I
Hmm.
if I make it, great. If I pass out and leave this earth, great. The one thing,
Hmm.
this is why I'm so big on. I know we got jokes. This is what's so big on. I'm so big on shooting shots. I'm shooting everything, everything. Halle Berry, Nicole, Rihanna,
Can you
Mulatto.
leave
I'm shooting
married
everything.
women alone? No, but okay. So I get. So I agree. You should shoot every single shot. But when it comes to married women, leave them alone. They married, whether or not
That
they
ain't
have
that
to
ain't.
be married or
I'm not
not.
though.
Leave them alone.
I I have
But you
no
gotta
say so
respect
over
that,
what
Romeo. You
you
gotta leave
choose
them
to do.
alone.
I
Okay.
have no say so over what you respect it. I respect it. But if you
Lord.
continue the conversation, that don't got nothing to do with me.
Oh my God.
You
So
know
let's
what?
check
Let me tell you.
what.
Let me tell you before we move on. Like Rome. Let me tell you. And my producer will account for this. I don't do nothing. I don't. I Everything I say is, hey, how you doing? Doing all
Oh
right?
my God.
I just
Uh,
people. I just create conversation. I ain't saying nothing. Uh,
So, okay,
um,
we're gonna get off of
Go
that
ahead.
because we do not want to get you
Yeah,
beat up for the new year. We know you know MMA, and we know we know that you're not worried. But let's check in with Facebook. They're talking about their New Year's resolution. So Nathan said his is every year to figure it out. Love that, Nathan. D Shield said it's
every year to
snowing,
figure it
and it's
out.
winter staying in the studio. Quail said, my New Year's resolution is to promise myself to make money and save and see my savings. Yes, girl. Dee said she going with her main life advice for New Year's resolution. Expect the unexpected. I like that, Dee. I like
I
that. Okay.
like D, man. D, you
I
know what?
love Dee.
D and Brent give me hope. D and Brent give me hope. I love D and Brent. They actually give me hope. One day,
Yeah.
one day in
You said
2025,
2 years. Give yourself some time, Romeo. Yes. Give yourself some time, boo.
2027. I like it. 2027.
Nathan in the chats, he talking about the Salt and Pepper biopic. Yeah, that's gonna be lit. I can't wait for that. There was some controversy over them leaving. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I'm just trying to recollect from memory, but there was some controversy behind them leaving Cinderella either out and or like giving her a smaller part in the movie. I don't know, like I think they were trying to like erase it from history or something. Y'all remember that?
Spinderella the DJ close her part.
Yes, yes. So they were
Okay.
trying to say that there was an agreement. I don't know if they were trying to close a part or just trying not to give her some money, but there was some type of controversy over Spinderella and Salt and Pepper story, and they were at end. So I'm hoping that it was resolved by the time the biopic was released. But yes, I would love to see it.
Do you
I
think
would
it's
love.
disrespectful though? Do you think the biopics are disrespectful if they're not done with the love and authenticity? Because the best one I've ever seen was the
The Clark
NWA
sisters.
the NWA one.
The Clark
No,
sisters.
no,
Don't play.
the NWA one. I was disappointed. I was disappointed in the Tupac. I was disappointed in the Whitney. No, New Edition had New Edition, and the NWA movie was great. I was really disappointed. The TLC one, I was disappointed. I was disappointed in the TLC one.
See, we don't. I don't. So I'm never disappointed, right? I think there was one that I did see. Which one was that? And they just did a terrible job. I don't even want to name a network, but they did a terrible job at it. But I'm not like I don't know people's
Who
backstory.
who was the artist?
What? I can't remember. That's how terrible it was. They ain't even look like people. I was just like, like y'all just gonna cast anybody? I could have cast. I could have went out and did auditions for this one. Yeah. So
I did not like the Aaliyah one. Uh, I don't
was the
think the
Aaliyah
R. Kelly
one?
one.
Was that the one where they casted and the people look real crazy? That might have been the one because they're coming out with another Aaliyah biopic. I believe it's
Uh,
2021. Yeah,
Tina
NWA
Turner.
and
Thanks, Nate. Tina Turner was a good one.
Tina Turner was the one of the best. Shout
Tina
out
Turner
to
was the best.
Essex.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Tina Turner was the best. I was the R. Kelly one a biopic or was that like a documentary?
It was a documentary,
It was
it was a
documentary.
documentary.
Uh,
Hey
uh,
Terry, what's
What's
up?
happening? What's happening?
What's
Oh,
happening?
I'm the first King James, so you might want to get that right.
We can't see your name.
Oh, okay. Well, you need to get with your boy TJ about that. You know what I'm saying?
I think we
But
frozen
that's
again. TJ, we
what's going on,
frozen.
Terry?
what's
Memphis,
happening.
Memphis checking in. Um, what's what? Can you remember? Hey, what was the worst biopic you saw, man?
Me?
Oh, the Five Heartbeats was good. Yeah, you remember?
It's frozen. Okay, can somebody check to see if we frozen on
Can you think
Facebook
of?
too?
No, we're not frozen on Facebook.
Okay,
Can
mine was
you
frozen.
can you remember King James? D
The
Shield says
worst.
what's up.
What's up, D Shells? What's popping? You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy today. I'm just glad. Because I checked my mail, man. To, make sure I got my stimulus check. So they should be sending that any day
Oh,
now. You know what I'm saying?
oh, yours came in early.
Well, no, no, not yet. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? We're waiting for your boy Mitch McConnell. You know what I'm saying, to sign off on it. But um, worst biopic? I don't know because if it's not good in the beginning, then I just turn it. Saying so, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. I know the
Okay.
Five Heartbeats is one of the best ones of all that I've ever seen.
Five
That
Heartbeats
was
was very entertaining. We'll watch that over and over and over and over again. I know all the songs too, just so y'all know.
Yeah, the one on the Temptations was
Mm-mm.
outstanding as well. Uh,
Which one? There was two of them. Hold up, which one?
uh,
I do Temptations
hmm,
movies.
I don't know the
The
one that
B, you
was
talking about the
produced by.
BET one?
Five Heartbeats, New
No,
Edition, and the Bobby Brown story. Y'all coming through with them today? Yes.
yeah, I'm not sure which one it was. I think it was the first of the two. So,
Okay.
but
Okay.
Anyway, y'all, I don't know what's
Okay.
going on with
Okay.
my, but I gotta go. I need to leave early today, y'all. I hate that I have to leave, but my son is getting his braces off today, so they are requiring me to be at the actual office. Normally, I just let him go and do his thing or whatever. But they said parent needs to be there today, so I gotta go help my son get his braces taken off today, y'all. So I will be back in the morning. Bobby Brown, yeah. So if I make it there before if I make it to his dinner his orthodontist before we are off air, I will rejoin from my car to say positive thoughts. Okay. Other than that, I'll see
we're,
y'all tomorrow.
we're really looking for. Yeah, we're really looking forward to that. Okay,
Thank you,
all
Terry.
right,
So
Yeah.
kind.
all right. Take care.
Yeah. Goodbye. You know what?
I mean,
I didn't.
what I'm saying?
I didn't know she.
We didn't need we didn't need the whole chapter for it. I'm saying just say hey, I'm peacing out. You know what I'm saying?
I'm,
Oh, she's still here.
Right.
I'm waiting to be,
Uh.
Hey, Portia.
okay, bye y'all.
Man,
Hey,
she, she jumped on. I would like to thank the Academy. Hey man, if you play the music. Get off the stage. Play the music.
right, right.
What's
You know
going
what I'm
on,
saying? No, we
KJ?
don't need all that, man. What's cracking, man? What's going
Oh
on with you?
man. So everything good, man. We jumped on the stimulus check. We jumped on do people still do resolutions for the new year? I don't do resolutions. I just if I'm gonna say I do it, then I'm gonna do it. I'm not finna make a big to do list, things of
Well, I
that
mean,
nature.
yeah,
But
it's just
you know, you
yeah. I
know,
just think
because
New
it
Year's resolutions,
becomes.
right? Yeah, New
No,
Year's
go ahead.
resolutions is just no. I mean, New Year's resolutions is like the I don't know the Easter egg hunt. Halloween candy. It's just I mean, it's just some useless tradition that really amounts to very little for the vast majority of people because it's a feel good moment. It's like, the first of the year, the entire world is high, okay? High, naturally high and chemically induced highs. And then when the high comes down for everybody, they go back to doing the same thing that they were doing on December
Come
31st
on,
and the
come
year
on,
before and the decade before.
come on.
So basically, it's basically just a useless exercise. Part of a tradition. Things that really don't add to anything, but they're fun and it's something that you always do. But it doesn't really
Right.
amount to anything. You know what I'm saying? Like the Easter egg hunt. What does the Easter egg hunt do? Contribute to society? Nothing. Okay. What does Halloween
Right.
do? Nothing. The Halloween candy. So New Year's is just another, just another tradition, and everybody's just so in their feelings. You know what I'm saying? They're so
Right.
euphoric, and like I said, it's either a natural high or a chemically induced high, or you know what I'm saying, the alcohol induced high. But everybody is high, and then on January
Come
2nd,
on.
it was as if January 1st never existed. So no, I don't do
Come
New Year's
on.
resolutions because you can do a life change. You can reverse your life, change your life at any time, any day, and setting goals or using a vision board. You don't need to wait for January 1st. As a matter of fact, if you wait for January 1st every year to try to change your life, probably never going to change your life because
Come on,
it's
D
you should
Shield.
be
She said
trying to do
it's
that.
the D Chill said it's the follow through. Tell him it's the shot. D, tell him it's the shot with the follow through. The follow through
Yeah,
is the resolution is the power. Uh, that's why when people be like, I'm gonna make more money this year. Doing what? I don't know. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
right, right.
I'm be in the gym more. What gym you go to? I don't know. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Exactly.
So
So yeah,
that's
exactly. The
what
follow through
I
is
mean.
yeah, the follow through is the key. I mean, it's even in the Bible. It's biblical. Faith without works is dead. So when you're writing something down,
Ooh.
when you're writing down your resolutions, it's almost like an act of faith. But you know what I'm saying? It also says in the Bible that
Come
you
on
can't
now.
please God if you don't have faith. It's impossible to please God. So
Ooh.
if you do not follow through, then basically you're just it's basically an exercise in hallucination. It's a base
Come
exercise of
on
just
now.
dreaming. And you know what happened with dreams? When you wake up in the morning, the dream doesn't exist anymore. So if you do not follow through, you have to write down your dreams, write down your goals. Then you have to put in place a plan for how you're going to accomplish each thing that you wrote down. So if you wrote down 5 things, come up with 5 plans of action in order to get it accomplished. And then you must move
There we go.
immediately. Every motivational speaker, the Bible says it. So it's biblical and scientific. If they say that you can accomplish what you see in your mind. That's only if you move. That's only if you move, if you write it down and move constantly towards that thing that you see in your mind. So if you don't, then it's just an exercise in hallucination. It's a waste of time. And that's why a
Did
lot
you
of
did
dreamers don't.
you
That's why a lot of dreamers
did you
never
hear what
accomplish
King James
anything.
just said? Nah, you just hit
Yeah,
it. Did
that's
y'all
what.
hear what King James just said? If you got 5 things, you should have 5 actions. If you don't got 5 actions, you don't got 5 things. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, and yeah, you just got five. You're just hallucinating 5 times if you do nothing about it, and so you got to write it down, make it plain, and run with it. I mean, I love referring back to the study that I heard way back in the day that there was a class, a Harvard class, so they're all elite students, elite American students, and there's one class, 3% of them wrote down their goals about what they wanted to accomplish for the next 20 years, and so
uh,
the rest of the 97% did not. And so when they had their 20-year reunion, the 3% that wrote down their goals were worth more than the 97% combined.
mm,
Combined. So there is
mm.
power in dreaming, writing down, coming up with an action plan, and moving on those dreams. And those 3% of that Harvard class did it. The 97% did not. And when they returned for the 20-year reunion, the 3% of that class were worth more than the 97% combined. And these are Harvard students, so they all should be very successful. That shows you the power,
Right.
or that's just a demonstration or an example of power of goal setting and moving. You have to do three. I mean, I really believe that in my experience, you have to do 3 things. You have to have vision of what you want, you have to write it down, and you have to move. And if you don't do those 3 things, it's not going to happen. That's not how the universe operates.
Mm.
So there's energy
I
in
tell you,
writing down,
man.
and there's energy in movement. So and people who dream and write down their goals, move on their goals, the universe bends itself to your will. It will bend itself to your will. So it's happened in my life, and it could happen in yours. So I know there's people out there that can testify to that. You know what I'm saying? Of both, there's probably people out there who could testify to both. That they dreamed about something, didn't move on it, and it didn't happen. And then at other times where they dreamed about something, wrote it down, came up with a plan, and moved on it, and it came to fruition. It manifested itself, so they could probably testify to both things, and I can as well because I know I've had things I've dreamed about
Yes.
and never moved on it, and never made no moves, and nothing happened. So yeah, so I don't
Right.
do. So that's a long about way of saying I don't do New Year's resolutions because New Year's resolutions for 99% of the American population is a waste of time. It's a waste of time because you're not going to do anything about
Man.
it. You're not going to do
Well,
anything about
welcome
it.
to
But
the
I mean, it's
Rolling
good.
Out. Welcome
Yeah,
to
go
the
ahead.
Rolling Out AM. A wake up call Tuesday, December the 20th, 9:11 a.m. We got to jump into the social report. I see you. Lena Park says actions. Manny Jordan agrees with you. Hilton Lutcher agrees with you. Tyrone Mitchell, like everybody's just on your page. But let's talk about this page. Let's talk about uh, Breonna Taylor, because clearly nobody else talking about her. Breonna Taylor, her statue was just vandalized, and the sculpture calls it
Yeah, I wrote about that.
racial
Yeah, I wrote
aggression.
about that.
Yeah, I saw that. Basically, it was smashed to pieces just 2 weeks after it was installed. Downtown area, Oakland, with the inscription "Say her name, Breonna Taylor." The cops are on a hunt, of course, and they're trying to locate the person who did it to bring him to justice. But the sculpture was done. Leo Carson. Here's the funny part of this situation, because the Breonna Taylor thing is not funny. What's funny is there's a sculpture. I want y'all to look at that image. There's a sculpture in a public area, and nobody saw who tore up the sculpture. That's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. That, you can't go nowhere downtown Atlanta and tear up nothing without being on camera. So come on now, Oakland man. Let's let's get stuff to. There's cameras. Thank you, producer. There's cameras everywhere. Come on now.
Yeah, and the
Come
thing
on
about it
now.
is that the person, well, the thing about it is that racists and white supremacists are cowards. So basically, they're not going to strike during the day when everybody can see them. They're basically going to strike in the night. They're going to be camouflaged so that nobody can recognize them, and then they're going to do their damage because that's what cowards do. They throw rocks, and then they look the other way as if they didn't do anything wrong. So they're not going to do that. You can find an article that I wrote yesterday about Breonna Taylor on rollingout.com. And it basically, is in downtown Oakland. And basically, it was in a place where there should be a lot of cameras. And so the police probably saw by now what has happened. In this day and age, there's cameras in every major city, in downtown of every major metropolis. So they probably did see it, but they probably don't
Right.
have the identity of the person who did it because they probably did it at night and they camouflaged their appearance. So they came in the cover of darkness, and that's what cowards do. So it's just sad that the fact that a simple plea for justice and that the people of the city of Oakland, um, basically wanted to pay homage to a woman who was wrongfully murdered in her own home uh, on March 13th, 2020, by Louisville police officers who were then wrongfully exonerated. But it's sad that just to pay homage to them, pay homage to Breonna Taylor, that she would have her her ceramic bust violated in the public
Hey
sphere
man,
like that.
if
But here's the
if
thing.
you wanna,
Here's the thing. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you want to pay homage, can I get a conviction? How about that? Do I gotta wait? Do I really gotta wait till 2021 to get a conviction when you releasing I mean, Trump just releasing everybody from jail. He giving out get out of jail free cards, like I don't know how many he pulled in Monopoly, but he giving away all of them. Like, come on, man, you want to honor her? Convict somebody. How about that? Do that. Um,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
to do this to a
I don't know.
statue, come on, bro.
Yeah. Well, the thing is about the artist. Told the local reporters that he plans to do a brass uh, bust of Breonna Taylor this time. He's going to restore it, and it's going to be brass. This one was ceramic, and if you know anything about ceramic, it's sturdy, but it's not nearly as strong as brass. Like it's hard to break brass.
Okay.
So hopefully the next time that when he restores it, that they'll be able to protect it So yeah, but I think that it's right that the city of Oakland, it should have been, she should have been, her statue or her likeness should have been erected in more cities, including Louisville. Why all the way across the country in Oakland is it put up, but not in Louisville? But hopefully, this one will last, and we appreciate the city of Oakland for approving that, and we appreciate the artist who put up that bust in the first place.
Now I saw this story yesterday, and a lot of people not gonna agree with me, but I actually kind of like it. And I know China is kind of whatever, but China wants to combat juvenile delinquency by lowering the criminal responsibility age from 14 to 12. Basically, China has decided the age of criminal responsibility for serious crimes should be reduced from 14 to 12. It's already at 14, and they want to move it to 12. The plan is to reduce the the juvenile crime committed by children. Children between the age of 12 and 14 for injury that leads to the legislator wants to put this in effect if a child age of 14 commits a crime outside of the above mentioned. It's punishable by law, and he will be faced with a correctional education. The liability is currently the criminal liability in China is currently 16, uh, with those between 14 and 16 held if they commit a serious crime, including robbery, rape, fighting, international homicide, this, that, and the third. I actually like it. Uh, and don't they allow many kids per household? And I and the reason that I like it is because I could be wrong. The reason that I like it is because it's a yin and a yang. If I'm able to set a responsibility fear into a 12-year old that what you do is going to have these consequences, it possibly might change the thought process of a 16-year-old. What I
Okay.
do at 12 might change my mental responsibility of when I become 16, because I know at 12 this is going to happen, this, that, and the third, blah blah blah. And I become legal according to whatever the state says. Maybe I might just sit my ass down. Now, tell me, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? Because a lot of these,
Wow, low.
before you, I think a lot of them don't have a fear, right? Because
Right.
they've been acting up for so long, or experimenting drugs, or a lot of them got guns. They've been doing stuff and going home. That's what's in their head. I could do this and go home. What if the fact of going home was taken away? What do you think?
Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying. That's some get right po shit right there. You know what I'm saying. That is definitely a deterrent if they're going to lower the responsibility age and say that if you do this at this age, there's going to be dire consequences and ramifications. That will get some act right in some young people. So, uh, you know what? I'm like you. I think the kids are committing crimes these days that have never been committed in the history of this country, uh, and
Mm-hmm.
so you know, and because of the fact that the United States government has taken away the ability of parents to properly discipline their children. I don't mean beat children, but there are
Mm.
times when there is fear of that belt, when there is fear of that hand across the backside, children tend to comport themselves in a more appropriate manner. You see what I'm saying? See, there's a cause and
Uh-huh.
effect here. When there is no fear, and I know what it's like to be, for example, in a classroom as a kid when I'm not scared of the teacher. Those kids
Okay.
act like wild animals. When you fear your
Okay.
teacher and you fear your principal and you fear that the teacher might turn you in and then tell your parents on you, who then might whoop you, there are, to act right. So, because the United States government has taken away the parents' ability to properly discipline their children, um, then perhaps they need to install this program here because of the fact that children are out of control and know that they can tell on their parents. So, like, they
Okay.
know that, oh, you hit me with the belt, I'm going to call children's services. Just to be vindictive towards the parents. So, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? So it's, yeah, that's an interesting. I don't know. But see, I
So
don't know
let
how.
me
Go ahead.
let me say this. Let me say this. I can honestly tell you that uh I can honestly tell you that I do not remember probably 18. 18 was when I literally had a conscious fear of, oh, if I do this, I'll really get in trouble. But before 18, there was no thought in my head of real trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there was no. Yeah, I could get in a fight in school and go home. Yeah, I could steal this out the store and go home. Like, there was no real fear until 18. I think if that was over here in the United States, as Iris Baker said, that was over here in the United States, man, people would have a reality check real quick. The fact that, like you
It,
said, those kids in school, right? That 14-year-old, 15-year-old acting up in school, and that school, because nobody was ever scared of the school police officers. Nobody was ever scared of the school police officers.
ever,
But
ever.
ever. So but let that situation change now, and you got to answer to him. Oh, I think it'll work. I think it'll
Yeah, I
work
mean,
out
yeah, I mean,
perfectly.
there has to be some type of guidelines because see, what the United States government did was that they took away the power of the parents to discipline the children, but they didn't replace it with something else to help children comport themselves correctly. And so, putting this in and installing
Hmm.
this as a law in America would help to supplement parental responsibility. So, if you're going to take away the parents' right to discipline their children, then you must install it with something else. So this is an interesting idea that I'm not against. This is an interesting thing to contemplate. This is an interesting thing to contemplate because now think about this. When you're walking through the mall in the restaurant and you're seeing the children.
Uh-huh.
Matter of fact, when you're in the Lenox Mall, in the mall, like Lenox here in
Oh.
Atlanta, which is totally out of control. Out of control. Don't you
Oh.
dare! Don't you dare say something to the kids unless you want some get back. Don't you dare, because you will get drama. You will get drama.
Uh, hey, 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 man, hey, it's so funny you said that. You you used to be able to say what you want to be able to say. Now, hey man, you better watch what you say around these. If they out the 10, oh, you better watch what you say. They especially out in Lennox, they'll come for you.
They will come for
Oh
you and they will try
man,
to lay hands on you. They will try to lay hands on you.
they
They will
were
reach
taking
out and
hands on you.
touch you in the Lenox Mall. And the thing about it is sad because Lenox Mall is a world famous mall. It's nationally renowned. Lenox Mall here
Right.
in Atlanta, or Lenox Square as its official name. But now it has the reputation. It's now become infamous. It's now become notorious because of all of the drama that be popping off in there and all the shootings that be happening in and around Lenox Mall in the upscale Buckhead section of Atlanta, to the point where I don't even want to walk in there anymore. I don't even want to go to the mall anymore.
Right.
That mall, like like
Hey
like
man.
like Romeo. We all know the hood malls. We all know the hood malls. Every city has hood malls. I'd rather go to the hood mall now than to go to Lenox
Oh
in
my
upscale
God.
Buckhead.
Hey, Key James. Hey, I'm not going to Lennox after 4. I'm going to Lennox. I don't go to Lennox after 4 o'clock. If I'm not
Mm-mm.
there when they open, I
Right.
I ain't going. Oh man. Last but not least, man, Black Twitter checked in, and this I was actually surprised when I saw this. So Black Twitter, they announced their top 5 Black Twitter reactions of 2020. And here's the list. Number 1 that came in, George Floyd and Breonna Taylor's Black Lives Matter movement. Number 2,
Okay. That.
uh, Black people can't get coronavirus. Number 3 that came in on the
I
list
remember
according to
that.
Black
They,
Twitter.
hey, Romeo, they ain't saying that no more, are they? I
Well,
remember that back in March
no.
with Waka Flocka, especially Waka Flocka talking about it was fake. You notice that he
Right.
hasn't said a single word since March about the coronavirus. It was on Instagram talking about it's fake. It's not real. What happened, Waka Flocka?
number 3 on the all-time Black Twitter 2020 list. Black Twitter claimed Beethoven was black. The Beethoven was black conspiracy made number 3. Number 4, which was a personal favorite of mine, the Jada Pinkett Smith and August Alsina entanglement made number 4 on Black Twitter 2020. And
Yeah,
last
that
but not
don't surprise
least,
me.
oh, go ahead. Last but
No, I
not
said that
least,
don't
the
surprise
the surprise of versus battle, the surprise growth. People were really entertained about the growth. The first battle we saw to the most recent battle, and how Timberland and Swiss Beats have changed the culture. So those are 5 Black Twitter reactions of 2020.
me. Okay. And you know what? I think that we were in. See, I'm a little bit older than you, Romeo. I remember when Dr. Dre, I recognize when a music revolution is underway, and I remember when Dr. Dre came out with the Chronic, and he showcased Snoop Dogg and the rest of the Dog Pound, and that West Coast
Mm-hmm.
G Funk just basically took over the country, and I felt like something was happening. And now back, and we know that it was definitely a revolution, a musical revolution. I think that today with Versus, that it changed the game completely. Like it was a culture shifting moment that happened with Versus. So shout out to Timberland and Swiss Beats for changing the game,
Yep.
continue to contribute to and changing the culture. And we're going to look back on this in like 5 or 10 years and be like something happened there. And they're the ones that did it because it helped to reintroduce or to revive these long legends and icons in the game
Right.
world to see at this vessel. They don't have to wait for awards programs or shows. They have verses to go ahead and bring them back on a regular basis. So this has caused a
Right.
music revolution. I believe that there's going to even be more that happens from this.
Right. Um, so where what you got going on? Let me know what's moving in these streets, these worldwide political streets. What's going on?
Oh, for me,
Some
oh,
yeah. Somebody should
oh,
first stay.
there's too
Uh,
much. Oh, what did they say?
Somebody said it should versus stay online, or should it go to a venue? It should stay online. It should definitely stay online. And I'm not talking about coronavirus stuff. Because don't really care. It should stay online because it makes everybody eat. That's one thing that Versus does. It makes every person watching even. Nobody got special seats. Nobody got
Mm,
the VIP entry. Uh, You ain't gotta worry. Like it makes every. That's the one thing I love about Versus. It makes everybody even. So no, definitely stay online.
Yeah, stay online, and I just hope that they continue to expand on it in terms of like something like I would like to see people crewed up, Romeo. I would like to see what I'm saying, like when you have Snoop Dogg and who did he go against? I forgot, DMX. So
DMX.
I would like to right. So I would like to have seen Snoop, and like to see. I would have liked to have seen Warren G. I would like to see what he looks like if he could still rap. He still got game. I would like to have seen the members of the Dog Pound. You know what I'm saying? I would like to have seen Dr. Dre's. Crew. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with DMX. I would have liked to have seen his crew. You know, Rough Riders. You know what I'm saying? I would like to have seen his crew and do some guest spots. You know what I mean? So hopefully, verse or I just hope it continue to expand because that's one of the things I wish I would. As great as DMX was, and it's to see them crewed up and at least have some of their friends and some of their colleagues who they collaborated with to come in and guest spot. You know what I'm saying? Just put something down for about 5 to 10 minutes and then leave. You know what I'm saying? That would have added.
Right.
That would have just enhanced the experience. So I don't know what your thoughts about that. Do you
Okay.
want to stay singular with each artist? I mean, what do you think?
I need the singler, man. I need the singler. I need the singler. I need the singler, and I need the versatility of music. I don't get me wrong. I understand that the way they're building it is for Black culture and our music. Uh, but I need the music to be. I need the Black culture of music to be more versatile. If that makes sense. I need give me give me the black guy over in Europe versus the black guy over in give me some just black universal music. But I get it. It's about numbers, and I think it's dope. I'm I'm very curious to see how they're gonna begin the new season. I wasn't really happy about how they ended the season, but I'm curious on how they're gonna start the new season.
Yeah, man, I didn't like how they ended it, and I loved Too Short and Gucci Mane, and that was fire.
Uh,
That to me, man, was
no,
one of the
no,
best ones.
no. They ended it with Too Short and E40,
I'm sorry.
and they
I'm
should
sorry.
have ended it.
What did I say?
Yeah,
What did I say?
you said it's Too Short and Gucci. Nah, they should have
I
ended
like
it
that.
with Gucci and Jeezy.
Okay,
They should have
okay,
ended
that
it
was
with
fire
Gucci and
too.
Jeezy. Yeah,
Fire.
so
But I just really enjoyed.
that would have been
I
it.
just really enjoyed. Yeah, I really enjoyed watching E40 trying to dance because he was working out. He was trying to work it out, and it gave fans an opportunity to understand this boy. He had many more hits than body could have. Imagine who is not a huge, intense E40 fan. This dude had hits. I mean,
Right.
he came with the fire, and so you understand now why E40. I'm sorry, why T Short and E40 have collaborated so much, and why there's so much mutual respect. Because a lot more people know about Too Short and his legendary career and how he started the game and changed the game long before uh, Dr. Dre and Snoop and the rest of them in L.A. He was making noise up in Oakland back in the '80s. He was making it happen in the '80s. But anyway, I thought that was a great way to end the season. Have you checked on to see who they're going to start the season with?
They're not announcing it until January 4th. They said
Okay, all
the
right.
new lineup.
Well, anyway, okay, that's cool. All right, be stingy like that. But anyway, I guess it's time for me to do my social report or my report. Only Romeo has a social report. But whenever the host is ready, I guess they got somebody queued up for me to talk about a couple of things that are going on that are kind of curious and troublesome and worrisome to me. So
Okay.
that's going on in the world. Um, So whenever they, have the desire to put it up, we can go ahead and get started. Anyway, Jermaine Dupri, I don't know if you heard this, Romeo, but Jermaine Dupri, JD as he's known, the founder of So So Def and the creator of so many great artists, young artists, including Bow Wow and The Brat and Escape and so many others. You know what I'm saying? Well, anyway, he was horrified. We were talking about, Romeo, about the violence that was been popping off in Lenox Mall. Well, there was a young girl last week, a 7-year-old girl, who was shot and killed stray bullet while driving in the vicinity, in proximity to Lenox and Phipps Plaza, which is across the street, this is much more upscale mall. So she was driving, she was in the back seat, in the head, and killed. And so Jermaine Dupri went on, or somebody who owns his Twitter handle, went on and posted a message saying that we need to increase police profiling to offset the growing violence that's happening in the mall in Lenox and around the mall. Now, that message was
Okay.
quickly deleted, but it was definitely Jermaine Dupri's handle. And he got pumped on social media because a lot of people saying that how could you possibly have the audacity, the unmitigating goal to suggest that police need to increase. Where the hell have you been? What do you think has been happening? Took to the streets. So that message was quickly deleted. He has yet to answer it, but that story will be up on Rolling Out site last night at about 2 in the morning. I was also kind of by that that tweet. So I don't know what you. The fact that someone would suggest increase police profiling in order to offset violence in this place, because in Atlanta, as an example, violence has been going a lot of on a trajectory in terms of violence
Okay.
in America, in
Okay.
America's major cities. Um, and so, but here in Atlanta, it has risen by more than 50% in 2020. And so there are a lot of people who are exasperated by the high levels of crime. So this was his one way to suggest, or the person who controls his Twitter handle. I believe it was JD, but what do you think about that mere suggestion?
People are afraid. I can't even. I can't even say. I can't fully say it's a wrong suggestion. I'm gonna say they're not giving a solution. They're not giving a solution. Like, that's not. First of all, for everybody who doesn't know about Atlanta, and I'm not saying this should be going on anywhere, but that shouldn't be going on at Lennox. That's the last thing you would hear at Lennox. You know what I'm saying? Like, at Lennox, you'll hear about, oh, somebody fell off the escalator, but you're not hearing about that. So I think people right now are just a little afraid. So it's a solution. I need somebody to give something. That's all I gotta say.
I don't know about that, man. I really don't think that the answer to the problem is profiling more black people, which means you're pulling over more black people, which means you're stopping more black people, you're searching more black people, which means you're increasing the percentage or the possibility of going wrong if somebody accidentally getting shot by a cop who was in a bad mood that day. So I don't know about increasing profile. I think profiling is abhorrent. I think it's an abomination of law enforcement practices. It does not solve crime, and it's basically allowing racist police officers to demonstrate their white supremacy mindset. So I am in disagreement with JD, Jermaine Dupri, suggesting that we increase, that we increase police profiling. And so from what I understand now, the unofficial mayor of Buckhead also, basically endorsed JD's suggestion, or he said the same thing. He kind of shares a sentiment of Jermaine Dupri that we increase it. So I disagree. I don't know what Facebook thinks,
I
but I think an increase in close profiling is not the answer.
uh, I agree with my producer though. The moment that the moment that quote unquote uh the illustrious illusion of Buckhead goes away, oh, we got a problem. We got a problem. We got a problem if Buckhead goes away in Atlanta. The moment that the illustrious illusion of Atlantic Station goes, oh, we got a problem. Like let's let's be financially clear. Um, Buckhead is considered to be uh, the place of spending. It's the perfect place to spend the money. There's a lot
Yeah,
of reasons why people are not obtaining, your South DeKalb's, your Greenbriers and stuff like that. There's a reason that they winning because it's the safety of spending. They don't want to lose that.
well, I understand, and
They
I understand that. I think Buckhead, basically Buckhead is the equivalent of Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. Okay, so it's synonymous with wealth, and so when you have and Buckhead is like a section of Atlanta on the north side, which is basically the epicenter of Atlanta wealth. Excuse me. And so I understand that they're coming with all this opulence and grandiose display of wealth and spending in Buckhead that you want to protect that. I understand that. But increasing
okay.
profiling of people, increasing stops, police stops when we know what has happened around this country in terms of interactions between the police and black people, that means that you are endorsing. That means you are endorsing random stops by white police officers of black citizens. So that I mean, look at what has happened with that. And I understand the producer is saying that they're trying to protect the epicenter of Atlanta's cash flow because Buckhead is like its own economy. It is a self-sustaining, vibrant community that is the equivalent of that section of Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive, or Rush Street in Chicago, or Broadway, or Broadway in New York, in the Manhattan borough of New York. So I understand what everybody is saying. I understand that, and you want to protect that, and they are trying to protect, and that basically Buckhead changed after the Ray Lewis situation or the murders that happened that was affiliated with Ray Lewis back in what was it, the year 2000, 2001, something like that. I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, so I understand
Uh,
that. Go ahead.
so D Shields made a point. He said, rolling out, should we say they are supposed to? No profiling allowed, only address those harming others. The issue is murders are happening, right? Or am I lost on this one? The issue right now is that which nobody wanna raise their hands to, that there's a difference between uh there was a shooting or a robbery uh this weekend, but they've had it back to back to back to back to back, damn near every other day. Like they've been on a roll. They have been on a roll. So there has to be some kind of accountability or fear of that area. I don't know a better way to put it. I might be wrong,
Okay.
but
Well, I
we'll
mean, this is
see.
something that no, something that has to be looked at. This problem has to be remedied. From what I understand, according to a report, and you'll see it in my story when I write about Mr. Jermaine Dupri on rollingout.com shortly. But from what I understand, Atlanta's homicide rate rose from like 95 in 2019 to
Man,
155 in 2020. So that is a significant increase in the number of homicides. And that's not even including shootings. Like in 2020, they are just going crazy at Lenox Mall. They're going crazy Yeah, I just don't understand what is precipitating the number of shootings in Atlanta malls. So I'm with you, Romeo. Something does have to be done because you remember after Ray Lewis, and especially after the black, what was it, the BMW BF Black Mafia family, after what happened in
Uh,
Buckhead, the shooting that went down there, that basically
uh,
signaled the end. That signaled the end of the club district in Buckhead. You remember when it was thriving back in the day, and it no
I
longer
do.
exists. So changes are going to be made. These wealthy aristocrats in Buckhead are just not going to sit around and allow this violence to continue to tear what they work so hard to make and preserve. They are going to sustain their wealth. So they're going to do something. But I don't know if increasing police profiling is the answer, but something does have to be done because we're tearing up, we're killing the golden goose in Buckhead. I mean, I don't, and it's you know what, Romy? It's mostly us. It's mostly African Americans, black people shooting in these malls,
Come
these
on.
upscale, wealthy malls. We're tearing up our own
Let's see.
city. So something does have to be done. Oh,
Can't mess with these people money.
yeah.
Oh, but
But,
go
well,
ahead.
I think we have. I'm going to go ahead and go on to my next segment before we run out of time because we were really passionately talking about this, and we need to revisit this. We do need to revisit this subject of Jermaine Dupri's suggestion, or the suggestion that came from his Twitter handle, that we increase police profiling in Atlanta. Okay. The next
Right.
subject that we can talk about, and feel free to put it up whenever you feel like it, our dear genius producers um, at your, because we're talking. Um, I think that children should be off limits. Teens, minors should be off limits when it comes to just public discourse. I just think you should not be talking about them unless their parents introduce them. As Beyonce has done with her child, Blue Ivy, or something of that nature. But I think that in terms of public discourse, rumors, innuendos, talking bad about people, I think children should be off limits. And that is the topic of my next segment. I thought it was going to be up by now. Oh, they said it's up. Oh, it is up. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
My
it's
my
up.
little thing is in the
Yeah.
way. Oh, I'm sorry. The thing is in the way. So anyway, I have to move my little side camera because my side camera's in the way of my segment. All right.
TJ
Savannah
on.
James. Yeah, I see it. Oh, I see TJ. He the truth. He the truth. TJ the truth. He got skills. Now, back
Yeah.
to children. Savannah James, a lot of people, that name is not really that familiar to a lot of people, but she is the wife of NBA superstar LeBron James. And the lioness came out of her because she was protecting her Cubs the other day. Yesterday and the day before, there were some blogs whose names I won't put on blast, but there was a particular blog that said
Okay.
that because LeBron James Jr., who goes by Bronny, so Bronny James liked a photo of one of his best friend's mother. That mother happened to be Larsa Pippen.
Okay.
You know who Larsa Pippen is, Romeo? She is the ex-wife.
Yep. Sure do.
Yeah, she is the ex-wife of Scottie Pippen, who is an NBA legend and Hall of Famer, basketball player. And so Larsa Pippen is also a reality star. So anyway, he thought it was innocuous enough, just benign liking of an Instagram photo of Larsa Pippen. Well, this particular blog, who probably is subject to all kinds of lawsuits by now, because that's what she promised. She said she's coming after him. She said she got time today. Savannah James said, basically cussed out that blog on Instagram or Twitter, on Twitter rather, and said that, I don't care how old they are. I don't care what kind of celebrity they are. These are children. These are teens. And so they basically tried to scandalize, basically saying that he was trying to shoot his, Bronny James, the basketball player, who's 17 years old. They were trying to say he was trying to shoot his shot at Larsa Pippen. And her mother did not appreciate it. She went volcanic. I mean, do not play. I don't play with quiet people. When they're quiet, those are the ones you need to watch out for. LeBron is
Right.
always out there in the public. Savannah, as you noticed for the last 10 years, you barely hear anything about her. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like the producer
Mm.
said, still water runs deep, and so those the quiet ones you got to look out for. And Savannah James, as you can see right there with the whole entire family, um, she's a beautiful, quiet woman. Don't play with her. Don't play with her family. Don't play, especially don't play with her kids. So that blog, who has probably already gotten a letter of intent on a lawsuit because they suggested that he was trying to shoot his shot at the 4-year-old Larsa Pippen. That's just
Okay.
another example of why you need to keep children out of the airwaves. Children should be off limits. Let's encourage our children. Let's uplift our children. Let's compliment our children as we've done with Beyonce's kids, Beyonce with Blue Ivy. But when it comes to criticism and scandalizing things, please leave children out of the public sphere. They do not belong on cyberspace. And this blog, you can look online. I wrote about the story the other day on rollingout.com. You can look on and see who the culprit is. I'm not going to put them on blast unless Romeo wants to feels like it. But what do you think about Savannah James and LeBron James standing up for their child Bronny Jr.?
Brian James is open to the public. You can't do that. You can't. You can't. First of all, you can't. You can't make the boy public and then get mad at the public for their public opinion. You can't do that. Regardless of if he 16, 17, 18. Y'all made him who he is. Y'all allowed him to social. Whether he the ball or shooting his shot. That's what y'all did. So don't do that. I don't agree with it. Yeah, sticking up for her son, great. But I don't agree with it at all because there's consequences to this game, regardless. Child star, child actor, child musician, whatever. The moment that you step into this public spotlight, you're subject to public opinion. Period.
Okay, so no, I
So
understand that. I
you
understand that.
don't want
What,
if you don't want that, don't be public.
yes, and the blogger. Let's go ahead and be clear. The blogger. Um, I mean, here's what Savannah's problem. Here's why I have a problem as well. Savannah James believes that the blog wrongfully scandalized her son with salacious rumors when he only liked the photo. That is wrong, and that is why she is already has sent out legal letters to that particular blog for saying that just because the 16-year-old Bronny James liked a picture of the 46-year-old, and the reason why she is so upset is because we already have witnessed that Larsa Pippen likes him young. She's 46, she's middle aged, and she's going after a basketball player who's 24 years old, Mr. Malik Beasley. And according to the wife, the estranged wife, because Malik Beasley is still married, Larsa Pippen
Okay.
basically broke up that marriage because
So
Malik Beasley's wife.
I apologize. I'm on my sugar ray today. This is why that statement I cannot accept. They got
Okay,
it wrong because all that he did was of the 46-year-old sexy woman, this, that, and the third. Okay, let's play this game. I'm on Bronny's J. I'm on his page right now. You know what? People follow him. Larsa Pippen, Sweetie, India Love. What other grown women follow him? Uh, named Saya, Juice, Viva. There's a lot. I'm scrolling. A lot of grown ass celebrity women that follow him, and from what I see, they like his photo. Now, are they getting attacked? Are they getting pushed aside? No. You know why? It's because they just liking the photo. Somebody maybe need to teach him what to like or when to like. Maybe he didn't know that she was already hot in the news. But Y'all can't blame the blogger or the other person for getting on that man's ass. Hey, that's a PR mistake, sir. Maybe it's time for you to get PR. How about that? But he follow a lot of grown women follow him and like his photo, and he follow a lot of grown women from what I and he likes theirs. So hey, public eye, that's your ass. Nothing. There's nothing wrong with him liking a pic. People should mind their business and stop assuming what's going to be behind the scenes. That's what you're right. There's nothing wrong with him liking a pic. There's nothing wrong with these grown women liking his pic. Perception.
And that's what
Uh,
and that's what Savannah and that's why Savannah James is very upset. That's why she went nuclear on the blog, because this was innocent. This was innocuous. How dare you besmirch the reputation of my son by accusing him of trying to shoot his shot at, trying to shoot his shot, just because of picture. And that's what she had a problem with. So I understand that because he's in the public sphere, and that his father put him in the, LeBron James put his son in the public sphere, that he's subject to, public scrutiny. I understand that, but that's different from
right.
scandalizing him. So yeah. Anyway, we'll let
Which
Facebook go ahead and debate that subject, as we need to go ahead and move into our next phase of the show, to begin the positive thoughts. And I believe that we should allow the man of the hour, Mr. Romeo International, to begin the positive thoughts.
I thought she was gonna say TJ. Okay, so here's my positive thought of the day. Today is Tuesday. You got 2 more days to get everything in order, people. 2 days. So my positive thought for you is get off your ass because you got 2 days. And I pass it to King James.
And yes, and so I just believe that what we need to do here is, oh, I don't have a description under my names. I feel so insulted. But anyway, I am the first King James, who took his talents from Akron, Ohio to Atlanta, Georgia. I am a photojournalist and a talk show host, and a blogger and a videographer. But anyway, I'm a multi-hyphenate genius. I don't like to, promote myself. But anyway, what I'm doing right here is that we talked about it earlier, Romeo. Basically, don't wait till New Year's to change your life, reform your life, transform it, to undergo a metamorphosis. Do it now. Today is December 29th. It's 10 o'clock in the morning at 9:58. What you need to do is start. If you're going to want to change your life, don't wait till January 1st. Do it right now. And you could do it right now. And that means envision what it is that you want to accomplish in life, write it down, make it plain, and run with it. So basically, if you are looking and searching, you are hurting, you want to change your life, do it now. Don't wait for a particular day or for a particular time or to do not do that. If the time to change is now. So that is my positive thought of the day, and I return it back to the co-host, Mr. Romeo International.
Hey man, y'all have a great day. Read a book. Talk to y'all soon. We're gonna hit the song.
Read a book.
Hey, don't forget. I don't know what to tell her, man. Thank you for joining Rolling Out AM to wake up. Great conversation, black men. I love encouraging words. Facts indeed. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Don't go and don't go to live. I just, don't go don't go don't go to lyrics at night. Do that.
I know, right? Don't go there at night, man. And also, don't talk about LeBron James' son. Savannah, come get you. He will reach out and touch you.
Yeah, man.
Good morning. I don't know. I just think, Romeo, that I don't know. I got a problem with that Jermaine Dupri increase. I just got a problem with Jermaine Dupri's increasing police profiling of black people anywhere. I just think profiling was wrong to begin with, and that's why they outlawed it. It's an outlaw act. I mean, it should be abolished everywhere. But I think we should have increased police presence in Buckhead.